I always have the really stupid urge to film a video when I get done with the set. It's stupid. I'm always out of breath when I'm doing these videos because I film when I'm done with the set. I'm always out of breath, as I just said. Every time I want to do a video, it just, I'm done with the set. I'm like, let's film a video now, even though you're completely out of breath. Stupid. I wanted to do a talk real quick, real talk. So it's about just the evolution and just maturing throughout your lifting career, or when you're bodybuilding, wanting to get in shape, or this video particularly pertains to people that bodybuild, not just people that want to stay fit. I'm talking about people that bodybuild, because the parameters and the rules are a little bit different than people who just want to get fit and stay healthy. Because factually, someone who's 200 pounds, 230 pounds of muscle is almost as unhealthy, almost. They're obviously healthier, but almost as unhealthy as someone who weighs that much but in fat, because your body doesn't know the difference between muscle and fat in terms of weight. If you're 300 pounds of muscle, your body doesn't like that, and you're going to struggle. If you're 300 pounds of fat versus muscle, doesn't matter. Your body's going to hate it either way. But that's not the point of the video. The point of the video is I wanted to talk about maturing through lifting and what really matters, and the only thing you really need to be worried about when you're lifting, and it's damaging the muscle. So when you start to get into the science of it, you realize that some of the articles or some of the things that people say don't make a whole lot of sense. What I mean by that is, you look at the set charts, the rep charts, the rep range charts, and you see, well, if you go anything above 12, it becomes muscle endurance training, and you're not going to gain any muscle. Throughout my evolution and throughout my expansion of knowledge through bodybuilding, you realize that it doesn't matter what rep range you're doing. It just matters, do you feel sore the next morning? I'm saying that in terms of, are you working hard enough, and do you feel the pain when you lift, and does it hurt? Is it unbearable? Screw the reps. About a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, maybe, roughly, very roughly, I stopped counting the reps. And the reason I did that was because I felt that, well, honestly, I did it because it started out because of laziness. I just didn't want to count reps anymore. It felt stupid. And then it turned into, about a year ago, I don't know why I'm counting reps in the first place, because I have more in the tank. When I've said it over and over that a lot of you guys aren't going hard enough, it's because you stop at a certain rep. It's 10, 20, and you had a lot left in the tank, right? I don't know a whole lot of people that go to failure. I see a whole lot of people, they'll get that last rep up and they'll struggle, but they could have lowered it on the negative a few more times. They could have had someone help them get that weight up and then just lower it down. Even if they're not doing correct form, they don't have the best form, the form's all screwed up, they're still feeling the burn in that body part, and they continue to damage the muscle. That's what matters. So rep ranges really don't matter. Now, if you're doing 1 to 2 reps, you're going to gain some muscle, but really you're not damaging the muscle enough. So it all makes sense when you look at it in terms of damaging muscle. How well are you damaging the muscle? That's all you got to ask. That's the most important question in terms of bodybuilding, is how effective are you damaging the muscle? How well are you damaging the muscle? So, 1 to 2 reps per set, you're really not going to be doing a whole. You're going to get way stronger, but building muscle, you'll build some muscle, but I would stick in the 6+ range for the most optimal results for gaining muscle. Anything below that, I believe, is just strength training, and you're going to gain some muscle, but not nearly as much as if you really try and hurt and damage a muscle. So it's just basic. How do you know you're damaging the muscle well enough? Well, it's just keep going. If you don't really feel sore, you're not really feeling that body part, keep going. Change things up as simple as how fast you're getting the weight up. Push super hard or pull super hard, or push or pull that weight up super hard and then slow on the negative. And even when you get near to the point of failure, screw how your form looks. If you're curling, you can start to swing that weight up and then just focus on the negative again. There are things that you can do to optimize how well you're destroying the muscle. And that's what I've learned, and I've finally realized after 7 years of bodybuilding is it's not about the reps. It is, in a way, don't go too low, but anything above the strength training level of reps, you're good. So what I've realized, it's just about damaging the muscle. So it doesn't really matter about the rep ranges. What matters is how slow you're going on the negative and how many sets you're kind of doing. I mean, really, if you want to destroy the muscle to your greatest potential, it would be for you to go into the gym and go until you're exhausted. Now, a lot of people say that overtraining is a thing, and it absolutely is. But like I've said before, most of you are not training hard enough to even reach true overtraining, which is when you feel physically sick, like you've got the flu or a cold, you got shivers, you want to puke, you need to like take a nap because you feel like garbage. Maybe you've overtrained then. None of you are reaching that, I can guarantee, because a lot of you don't work out that hard. So what do you do to make sure you're gaining muscle is, I've said all the tips before, change up your workout, lift heavier, change up the workouts that you do, eat more protein, which is important. But we're not talking about getting through a plateau. We're talking about what do you do to most effectively build muscle, and it's destroy the muscle. I don't care what your rep range is. If you're doing 30, 40, I would stick with the max. I would want you to go is like 20 to 25. I wouldn't go anything higher than that, because then, your form goes to crap, and maybe the weight's too light, you're not really doing it right, whatever. But I would stick maybe just 20 reps, 20 to 25 reps. Slow on the negative on each of those movements, and my goodness, you're getting some serious muscle. It's all about patience too. A lot of times you think you're going to hit a wall, and really it's just that you're getting to the point, or you're getting into the years where you're a seasoned lifter, you're an experienced bodybuilder, and gains are going to slow unless you're taking drugs, you're on steroids or some growth hormone. You're not going to be seeing a whole lot of results, especially when you get into the 4 to 5 years. I mean, things really slow. And if you're dedicated, you'll keep going. About 2 years ago, things have started to slow. Things were slowing about 2 years ago. Things really started to slow. And I kind of hit a wall. I'm like, I could do better. So I upped my protein intake and I lifted harder. And then I just had this massive muscle explosion. Like, I've gained maybe 8-10 pounds of muscle from about 2 years ago when I could have done better and I was holding myself back, and I just worked at it harder. Trust me, there are things you can do in the gym to work out harder, right? You can go to failure to the point where you cannot curl an inch of that dumbbell up, or where you can't press up the barbell anymore and it's sitting on your chest. You have to wait 30 seconds to recoup and then push it back up. If you want it bad enough, you will get it. There are things you can do to optimize your growth, and really, I've come to learn that protein isn't really that hard to acquire and get. If you're really worried about protein, you don't have a whole lot of money, you can't buy all that nice fancy food. Buy cheap stuff, eggs, and most importantly, in my opinion, supplements, protein powder. That is a quick and easy and really good way to get a lot of protein in. So if you're having trouble with getting the protein, buy some protein powder, good quality protein powder. That'll really help. And again, the whole point of this video, the whole title, whatever the title is, the whole objective in this video I'm trying to cover is just work hard, hurt the muscle.